Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to 2P Press Start. I'm GiantKiller, and today we're proud to present episode 22 of our top 5 Hearthstone plays of the week. Now let's get right into the action with number 5. Our number 5 play this week was a submission from Perry D, and it features Hysteria on Warrior up against Steffi9290 on Rogue. And in this play, Hysteria is out to prove that OTK Giants are not a thing of the past. On his turn, Hysteria finds himself at 10 life, meaning his Molten Giant is going to be free to cast. He drops the discounted Giant, then proceeds to buff it up with a Charge, followed by an Inner Rage, then a Cruel Taskmaster, then another Inner Rage. Finally, he clones the Molten Giant with a Faceless Manipulator, and swings in with the Lovable Duo for 32 damage and the win. This week's number 4 play was a submission from Sheila S and others, and it features Puffin on Priest up against Agrix on Rogue in some high-level ranked gameplay. As we join this game in action, we find Puffin in dire straits here, facing down a very grumpy-looking 12-12 Van Cleef and a slightly less grumpy Azure Drake. Still more than enough to finish off Puffin next turn. That means Puffin's got to win this turn, but his hand's a bit short on damage. Undaunted, Puffin starts digging for answers by casting back-to-back Power Word Shields on his opponent's minion. The draws from his shields give Puffin an Azure Drake, which he casts with a quick prayer to the heart of the cards. And his prayers are answered. The card draw from the Drake gives Puffin the one card that could save him, a Holy Smite, which combined with the Mind Blast and spell damage from the Drake, gives Puffin exact lethal to end the game. Our number 3 clip this week was a submission from Mike E, and it features Salon on Shaman up against Maya's Termer on Rogue in some arena action. And in this play, Salon's out to end the game this turn by squeezing every drop of value he can out of his Flame Tongue Totem. He starts out by swinging for the face with his Earth Elemental and Mana Tide Totem, then he bounces the Flame Tongue Totem back to his hand with a Brewmaster, and replays it, this time between his Farseer and his Healing Totem. This buffs up their attacks, he swings in for the face, and finally, Salon shows Mia's Termer why you shouldn't fly kites in the rain, finishing him off with a Lightning Bolt for the win. And our number 2 clip this week was a submission from Bricktop, and it features Noxious on Priest up against Dalamanutha in some ranked action. And in this play, Noxious is hoping to give an aggro hunter a taste of his own medicine, but with only 3 life left, he'd better do it fast. Noxious starts out his turn with a quick prayer that his Poultryizer will polymorph one of his opponent's minions, but it fouls up the play and turns itself into a chicken instead. Fortunately, the chicken's a beast, and this draws Noxious a card thanks to a starving buzzard that he'd swiped with a Mind Games in a previous turn. Noxious proceeds to drop a Knife Juggler, then fires off a stolen Unleash the Hounds, followed by his second Mind Games, which nabs him a charging Arcane Golem. From there, all it takes is a few swings from his mostly stolen army to snag Noxious the win. And this week's number 1 clip was a submission from Tuomas K, and it features Maltomies in a Rogue Mirror match up against Dragon 107. And in this play, Maltomies is well behind on life and facing down a nasty board from Dragon, but he's got a couple of Cold Light Oracles just milling around in his hand, and he's about to put them to work. Maltomies starts out by dropping both of his Cold Light Oracles, then Shadow Steps one back to his hand, and saps his opponent's Shieldmaster, allowing him to swing through with his Captain Greenskin and his buff dagger for 11 damage. He then replays the Shadow Stepped Oracle, and the resulting fatigue damage finishes off Dragon for the win. And for our bonus clip this week, we bring you Bad Manners Cairne. This clip was a submission from Gerald E, and it features Datalol on Warrior up against Arc on Paladin in some legend-ranked action. And everything was going just fine for Arc until he decided to bring out Cairne Bloodhoof, who, still a little bitter over the whole being murdered by Garrosh thing, decides to taunt the Orcish Warlord.
Gerald, you are not fit to rule the whole world.
Which is generally never a good idea. And now it's time once again to talk about the series. First of all, as always, thank you so much to all of you for watching the show, supporting the series, and leaving us such great comments and feedback. It is very much appreciated. We're always looking for some more great Hearthstone plays to showcase on the series, so if you're interested in submitting a play, please stop by 2ppressstart.com and hit the Submit a Play link for instructions on how to submit a play into the running for next week's episode. And finally, if you've enjoyed our shows and want to help 2P Press Start grow, please click on that subscribe button to join the always growing and always awesome 2P Press Start family. And we'll keep bringing you more great Hearthstone content right here on 2P Press Start.